Hey everyone, for this video we're going to focus on comparing decimals to decimals, decimals to fractions, and fractions to fractions. We're going to start off with the two easiest ones first. So we're going to start off with comparing decimals. So if I have 0.63 or 63 hundredths, and I want to compare it to 603 thousandths. The first thing I'm going to have to do is make sure that they are aligned with each other. So I'm going to write them one on top of each other and keep the decimals in the same place. So line those decimals up. Once you have your decimals lined up, make sure they go to the same place value. This one only goes to the hundredths, while this one goes to the thousandths. So I need to add a placeholder 0 here. After I do that, I'm going to start looking at them in order from left to right and seeing which one is greater, which one is less. So we start with the ones column first. So in the ones column, we have a 0 and a 0. We can't tell anything by that. So when we move to our tenths place, we have 6 and 6. I still can't tell anything from that. When we're looking at the hundredths column, I have a 3 and a 0. Since 3 is greater than 0, I know that this number is greater than the bottom number. So 63 hundredths is greater than 603 thousandths. You can also cover up the whole numbers and the decimals and just look at them as whole numbers. So I have 630 and 603. 630 is more than 603, so 63 hundredths is more than 603 thousandths. The next way is when we have fractions and fractions. So if I have 2/3 and I want to compare it to 4/5, we do something called cross multiplication. So I'm going to use this denominator and this numerator, and I'm going to multiply them together. I'm going to go across and multiply. So 3 times 4 is 12. And then I'm going to go the opposite direction. I have 5 and 2. 5 times 2 is 10. And then I just have to compare the whole numbers that I have. I have 10 on the left side, 12 on the right hand side. 10 is less than 12, sorry. So 10 is less than 12, so 2/3 is less than 4/5. And the last way is if we have a decimal, so 63 hundredths, and we want to compare it to a fraction. So the first thing we would do is we would convert this fraction into a decimal. We use our handy dandy cheat sheets, and we know that we use the unit fraction 1/3, which is 0.33. Repeating. So I'm going to add that 2 times. So 0.33, 33 hundredths, add them together, and I get 66 hundredths. Well, now I can compare 66 hundredths and 63 hundredths. 63 hundredths is less than 66 hundredths.